I can clip that and we can pause or whatever.
All right.
Glad you can.
All right. So 3 international.
3 international.
So how did you get started in it? And then
So,
what kind of sets it apart?
okay. Well, we got started in it because of the previous company that we were involved with, which was a great company. They did the same similar things as far as using pharmaceutical science so that you get better absorption rates.
Right.
The only issue we had with the original company is they had a ton of products, and if you had a brand partner, somebody that you were working with or underneath you, and they were in a different country, they couldn't get all the same products because of compliance. The great thing about 3 International, when they formed it, same CEO, same scientific board, same manufacturing facility, was they made sure all their products could be sold in all the same countries. So when they opened in 2023, they launched in 14 countries all at one time.
Cool.
And now they're in 15.
Okay.
So they're expanding, they're growing, they're expanding their line. And what makes them different is Dr. Dan Gubler, who's the head scientist. He makes sure that he doesn't look at just one process. There's actually 11 different pharmaceutical processes that they use to make sure you get the best absorption.
Oh, wow.
That's why the multivitamins in 5 different pills, capsules, because they wanted to make sure you got the best bang for the buck, that whatever that you were taking, you were getting the best absorption. And they opened up. We have 7 products. They're in the PDR, the prescribers digital reference. Only supplement company that has that.
Yeah.
And we have the only collagen in the PDR.
Wow.
So we can tell the difference. We can really tell the difference when we miss something.
Yes.
Oh,
For,
really?
like I screw up and don't get something shipped when I should, or whatever.
Yeah.
And we go, oh, we were supposed to be taking that a week ago. So,
I got you. Well, that's really cool. That's awesome. So what's, a lesson that you learned from building a brand in the wellness industry?
There's a lot of good companies out there. I mean, we've met a lot of wonderful people in the health and wellness business, and I guess we've learned too that each person is different. So we don't just say, oh, ours is the best and you can, because your body may need something different. And so we've, shared with a lot of other health and wellness people, and they've shared with us, and we can see results in different things.
Yeah.
So it's nice to learn also from them. I guess we just look at ours and say, hey, if you're looking for a supplement that's going to be a basic thing in your life, just to help you, because we know the soil's depleted.
Right.
The air quality is not good anymore. We do our own gardening, but even with that, we know that our vegetables are not as healthy as they could have been or would have been in the past when you didn't have all that stuff added into the ground. So some of our product, the stuff that they even come from Thailand, where they have a farm where it's clean. Nothing's ever touched their soil, and they help the environment over there, and they've hired people in that country and have a farm over there. So a lot of our products are clean products, and that's what I was looking for. The most nutrient value in food that you can get.
Right.
So that's what I found here.
Well, that's awesome. Well, cool. Great. All right. Well, that kind of leads us right into the next part, is how, I guess, we talked about a few different things, so the ironwork, and I guess this is more from an aside that we've had in the past, but you're also involved in the Highland Games. Yeah. So how did your involvement with 3 International and your ironworking stuff lead into some of that?
Well, because I was feeling better, and I could finally grab a hold of a dumbbell and hold it in my hand, I started lifting again. I hadn't lifted probably since my late 40s, and I was 62, 63 when I started lifting again.
Okay.
Was feeling stronger, and then the Highland Games is Tami's fault.
Oh, getting him out of the house again. I see.
Well, yes, yes. Well, we're both originally from Iowa,
Okay.
and in Iowa they had a Celtic fair that would come around once a year, and I absolutely loved it. All of the dancing, the Irish theme, I mean, all of it. And so when I got here, I asked him if there was anything like that here. And he goes, "Well, do you know you're in the middle of Irish Scottish territory?" And I
Yeah.
said, "Well, no, not really." And he goes, "Oh yeah, they're all over the place." And I said, "Well, have you been to one?" "No." So I took him to his first one, or he took me, however. And I said, "What do you think?" Because I just loved it. And from there,
So I knew I had Irish in my background, and we're walking around to all the clan tents, and we found out my family actually has a lot of Scottish in it.
Oh.
So we're actually part of two different clans, Clan Sinclair and Clan Donald. Two parts of my family were Clan Donald, one part was Clan Sinclair.
There you go.
So I bought a kilt.
You bought a kilt. There we go. You just dove right in. That's great.
Exactly.
That's great.
And
he looks good in it, by the way.
I look, yeah.
There we go.
And Clan Donald was the featured clan at the Middle Tennessee Highland Games the first year that we went. And we sat right behind the athletes where they were competing. And we talk to them and see what was going on. And on the way back, we stopped at Buc-ee's. I was still wearing a kilt, and I recognized one of the athletes.
Yeah.
And he had said, "Hey, nice kilt." And I said, "Well, you did a great job today." He said, "Yeah." I said, "So how old are some of these guys at?" Because I knew there was a master's class. Yeah. He says, "Well, we sent a guy that was in his 80s to the nationals."
Wow.
I said, "Really?" I said, "So 60s not too old?" "No, that's not too old." So later that year, something they called the Reindeer Games, a bunch of guys that was originally Twisted Kilt, and they actually have a podcast, Iron Palace podcast.
Cool. Awesome.
They held the Reindeer Games. That was my first game, and that was 2.5 years ago.
Okay. Never looked back, huh?
Never looked back. So I started my athletic career at 65.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Hey, what an age to do it at.
I know.
That's awesome. Yeah. It's fantastic. So with your background, what drew you to the ironworks? I mean, you kind of talked about 3 International. She drew you to 3 International. So thank you so much for that. So the ironworks, what kind of got you into that part?
Like she said, we grew up on farms. And I learned, my dad, he had been a helicopter mechanic in the Army, done some, worked as a grading contractor, worked on the farm. And he grew up, you had to take care of your equipment.
Yeah.
So Dad was never happy with just what came out of the factory. If he thought he could improve it or in some way, he would. So watching him, he bought his first MIG welder when I was 15, which was unusual for somebody on the farm. And we also raced stock cars.
Okay.
So I learned how to modify, change, improve, build engines,
nice.
From an early age. And I took like metal shop 4 years in high school and art, which was, I took so many electives I almost didn't graduate because I forgot about
English
history
and
and government and all that other stuff. And then that just kind of transformed. I worked as a mechanic for a couple of years, went back to college to get my engineering degree. And I ended up in Tennessee at my dad's company that he had started back in the 70s. And his partner talked me into taking over the shop, running the shop for him.
Sweet.
And we did some manufacturing and some other stuff. So we did some sold safety equipment that we made, and it just kind of always had that interest. And then I started doing some gunsmithing while we were doing road construction.
Yeah.
And so that's been more something I kind of thought about getting back into professionally, but right now I'm doing it mostly for family and friends.
I got you. That's really cool.
Because I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
sometimes
gotta have the stuff you're interested in,
I
not
know.
just a job, right?
Yeah. So
I just call him a Renaissance man.
so yeah,
That's good.
and then I just have always, you know, the sculpture with the metal and being able to do a few things
Yeah.
is it makes my heart happy.
Well, that's good. That's awesome.
And I enjoy looking at it.
Hey, well, there you go. That works. So, how do you balance all the physical endurance from all these things? Because, I mean, even with the network marketing, I think anybody that's probably watching this, listening to it, would understand. That still takes the out of you getting out there every day, talking to people. So, how do you balance all the physical endurance from all these things and your business planning and strategy?
Well, actually, some days we suck at it.
And that's called owning a business, guys.
Yeah. Honest, you know, you got to be, I guess, which I'm not, spiritually light on your feet.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to see, okay, where's the opening?
Right.
Where's the opportunity?
Yeah.
I spent, when I left the city,
Mm-hmm.
I spent 2 years going to network marketing meetings every place across town I could find, just trying to get our name out and build relationships. Because of some personal stuff, we had to do some caretaking or caregiving for my parents. That kind of had to slow down, and we had to do more Zoom calls, which we're going to probably explore some more. Okay. And we're trying to find the next fit for us. We found out, sometimes you just got to call people up. Love to do one-to-ones, but that takes time too, and working out people's schedule. Everybody, even small business people, they're all busy, and we've seen in business networking the ebb and flow of people coming and going. We love them all, but opportunities change. So
I would say practically too, it takes diligence and it takes consistency, but it also takes mapping out. I mentioned before, I think that we sit down and we look at our calendar and we put everything in there that we know we need to have, and then we start filling it in.
Right.
And then if it's a bigger project, you break it down and you say, okay, well, I can only do 10 minutes today. But that 10 minutes has gotten you just that much step further on that project. And if you have to let it go because then you need to do a business meeting or you need to do something at church or whatever it is, I have to see it on paper. He keeps a digital calendar, which is really good. So we compare the two and we always make sure that we know what's going on and then fill it in from there. Okay. And then again, the communication is the important thing too. Make sure you're not crossing over something, you forgot something. So diligence is huge.
Right.
And small steps. Small steps in any area, in every area, are more important than not doing anything. Or procrastinating.
True.
Or saying, oh, no, I don't have time for this. You figure out your time.
Yeah. Being intentional.
Yes.
And that was a lesson we learned from a gentleman, Corbin, we call our upline in 3 International. The way he got so successful, he was working a full-time job, very successful, but he realized that's not where he wanted to be. And he says, I learned to work in the niches, the small places. 15 minutes at lunch, I could call somebody, set up a meeting. 30 minutes before work, hour after work. And if you're an entrepreneur, you learn that you got to find those small times and use it and make them productive. So
very true. Very true. Cool. Well, thanks, guys. So what's an unexpected lesson that you learned? We're gonna kind of make this one fun, but what's an unexpected one you learned from the Highland Games that's helped you in business?
To ask for help.
Okay. All right.
And think you'd be amazed. Well, the Highland Games, there is the brotherhood in it or sisterhood, because there's they do women's too, but everybody's out to help the next person, and they're the greatest cheerleaders that you ever see, more than your family. The guys and girls out there competing will cheer you on, trying to get you to do your PR for the day, or that you just compete, that you're able to finish. If you need help with something, they're willing to come up and say, "Hey, I saw what you were doing, and this might, if you tweak this just a little bit, you might get another couple feet, or whatever it is. Or if you get injured, they'll be the first ones to come over and help you out." Example of that was I was struggling turning the caber last year. Went all year long, and finally when we went to a game down in Clayton, Georgia, and this guy that I've come to know and love, Chris, he was competing against me, and I couldn't turn the caber 2 times. You get 3 chances. The third time up, he says, "Listen, I've seen what you're doing. Do this, make this adjustment, and then pop it."
Yeah.
I said, "Okay." So I did it, flipped it over, almost got a 12,
Oh, wow.
12 o'clock, which is perfect. Yeah. I got 11:55, so it was just a little off center.
Wow, that's awesome.
And here's a guy, and I love to death, who's fighting cancer for the 4th time and has recovered and keeps on competing and lifting. So he's one of my inspirations too, to keep competing. And, if I got a couple aches and pains, so what? Easy getting out and lifting every day and working out and competing. So,
you know how that crosses over into the business aspect of it is that you're a community. I don't go into looking at other health and wellness as competition. It is more, we're a community. What can we learn from each other? What does yours do? What does mine do? If you're willing to listen to each other, if you're willing to help each other. This is a business about people, to help people, not to see how important I am or how much better I am. That's not the point. You're missing the point if you're in any kind of business.
Oh, absolutely.
Is that this is people. And that's where Highland Games is people. It's a community. It's been fabulous.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And in the same token with 3 International, we have numbers of people that are literally made 20, 30, $100 million in this space that we can call up and ask for advice. And they do events all over the country, and they'll come up and ask how we're doing, and
that's great.
And it's just that great. Doesn't seem to be any backbiting and jealousy. It's like everybody wants everyone to be successful.
That's awesome. You don't get that kind of support network everywhere.
No.
So that's great. That is awesome. Well, guys, we're going to shift gears a little bit. We're going to talk about your hat you got here. Okay. Texas coin. How did you get into crypto, and kind of what do you look for getting into it?
Well, we really were uncomfortable with crypto. We were.
Tami said, "Oh yeah."
Well, and it was kind of like, we'll keep our garden. We'll have some cash on hand. We'll try to make sure that no matter what, things are taken care of. Have kind of our safety savings account to have 1,000 or 2 in it in case we have an emergency.
Right.
And then our mentor, Frank, who has coached us through direct sales, network marketing for almost 5 years now. We get on a Zoom call with him every Monday night. And sometimes it ends up being more of a prayer meeting than a business meeting.
Well, that's good. That's good.
But he says, I wasn't going to get into it, but he says, and this was probably almost a year ago. He says, you need to look at crypto. He says, you don't go crazy. Don't, risk your retirement, but you might want to think about buying a little bit here and there and see what happens. And that's kind of where I got started.
Okay.
We bought $100 worth of Bitcoin and some, I don't know, Ethereum, and I just played around with it a little bit here and there. And then he introduced us to Texacoin because of what his mentor introduced it to him. The guy that got him into Amway back in 1986, and Frank's worth about 40 million. Briggs worth probably close to 100 million. So they've been around business for a long time.
Yeah.
Frank's has like 7 different businesses besides the network marketing. Does a lot of major construction projects in Florida. And he says, I think this could be the next thing. He says, but if it's going to jeopardize our relationship, if something goes sideways, don't do it.
Oh yeah.
Don't risk something that you can't afford to lose. And we looked at it and we says, John has done a real good job, our friend John, with our investments, some of our retirement, but we got a little bit of room to play with.
Yeah.
So we pulled some money out and invested in Texacoin not because it was just buying coin, it was actually mining the coin.
Okay.
So the difference is instead of just buying coin and holding it and see if it goes up and down and selling it, this is actually investing the hash power into the blockchain. Okay. And we get the benefits of that every day. So since end of August, we've actually got over 350 coins out of the mine.
And we started with
3.
Yeah.
3 coins. Wow.
So that's
okay. Yeah.
And right now, the value of Texacoin had dropped down some. So we just bought some just to build up to have a little bit extra reserve. It's kind of like what I did with some different stuff. I bought a little bit of Ethereum again and some Bitcoin because it went from, instead of it being 125,000, right now it was, I think the last time I bought some, it was 75,000. So
right,
it's kind of, I enjoy looking at that. Okay, I'm going to buy low. I'm not ready to sell. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
6 months from now, if everything doubles, okay.
Yeah.
So this could be the reason they started Texacoin was it to be a transactional coin, a stable coin that people could actually use to buy and sell. Sooner or later, we got to face it, this is probably going to be a digital world.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems obvious, and I think that's why I started studying it, like our mentors suggested, and looking to see what is this all about. And a lot of times we're so afraid of something new that we don't give it a chance. And so I had to look at it in a broader perspective and say, we've got the internet, we've got our cell phones. How many people actually write a check anymore?
Right.
You've got cables going in the ocean for communication. You've got satellites in the air. So practically, if you would actually look at how money has progressed over the years, it has constantly changed.
Yeah.
And we believe that this is the next step and that it will all be digital at some point.
Yeah.
So learn now. If I would tell anybody anything, look into it. Don't buy if you're uncomfortable, but look into it.
Get familiar.
Get familiar with it. Because if this is what's going to change into, you don't want to be caught not knowing anything and be surprised.
Yeah.
If you can do it gradually, that's a great thing.
Yeah. All right, cool. So with the two of y'all working together, you're all in all of these businesses together, right? So it's really, for you guys, entrepreneurship's more of a lifestyle at this point for you guys. And a lot of people will probably say, yes, it's always lifestyle and entrepreneurship. Well, sometimes entrepreneurship runs you instead of you running your entrepreneurship, right? It sounds like you guys have a really good hold on you running your entrepreneurship. So, what's it like being married and being in business together? Because I think that may shed a little bit of light on how y'all seem to be doing so well with all these different things.
Well,
God's first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So most mornings,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing we do is we pray together.
Okay.
Another thing is we're in a ministry together.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually help facilitate a recovery ministry at our church.
Okay.
So that's another component that
Mm-hmm.
we're working on, as far as studying the Word and
Mm-hmm.
doing things together.
Mm-hmm.
Working on presentations as far as videos and
Mm-hmm.
and working through a 12-step program.
Right.
Um, that's kind of the key. Like she
Mm-hmm.
said, if we didn't have God first,
Mm-hmm.
and then work on our relationships together,
Mm-hmm.
and then business, I don't know, as much as I love her, I don't know if she'd put up with me for as long as she has.
Oh, I got you.
But some days it is hard,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes we got to step back and
Yeah.
realize what's important.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And you do have to adjust. It's not like everything always is falling into place.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's some days you have to really work on your business,
Mm-hmm.
and that takes precedent over, let's say, the housework, or maybe going and doing something fun you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, you just have to adjust.
Right.
and that was an important lesson that we learned. One is delayed gratification.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to wait for things.
Right.
But in the same token, when you achieve a goal, no matter how small, reward yourself, because it kind of keeps that momentum going.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's date night
Yeah.
or stopping and having a frosty at Wendy's
Right.
or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But
So really setting your priorities. Make
yeah.
sure, again, back to what y'all were saying with business, making sure you're intentional with it.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. That's awesome. We'll pause for a second. Can I see that? Mm-hmm. Just want to make cool. Just want to make sure that green light was still on.
No, I've been watching it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, that would be the thing, All right, well, guys, last question I've got here. Well, it's kind of a two-part question. Do you mentor? Because you mentioned so many mentors that you guys have that have seemed to really help you guys out.
Sorry.
You're good.
I have to start over.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
gotta
You're
tickle.
good. I got you.
Good thing you edit.
Oh yeah. We cut, we splice. It's all good.
Okay.
Ready?
Good.
I think so.
All right. So, guys, you've mentioned having mentors yourselves and stuff really help you out as far as getting into these different avenues that you've got going on. Do you all mentor? And I guess the last part of that question would be, what would you say to a founder who wants to try to, do it all?
Oh, so sorry.
Got us. This is the important part.
I know.
I know. Mentor that wants to do it all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We'll try this.
One more time.
Okay, go ahead.
You ready?
You
Okay.
answered it.
Okay.
What?
I asked the
Okay.
question, so you can go ahead and go on.
Okay. So, as far as mentoring, we with 3, we've not mentored as many people. In the ministry, we've mentored quite a few. In the same, it falls under the same category as far as, are they willing to ask for help? We know personally, a lot of times we struggled was because of our pride, and we didn't want to ask for help. Sometimes you're embarrassed, like, I'm an adult, I should be able to do this.
Right.
Not so much. It is important to humble yourself. It's biblical, and ask for help. I look back at the way my dad taught me how to run a tractor, and he put me on a tractor the first time when I was 7. And he would show me how, and then he would ask me, do you have any questions? And if I didn't, he assumed I understood. and he would not be upset if I made a mistake or something. But it would be imperative for me to be honest. And so that's the main thing with any business is be honest, not only with who you're working with or under, but to yourself.
Okay. All right.
And there's
Perfect.
there's that trust factor too. You want to be with someone who you know will not only listen, but they're willing to share. And then you're not telling them what to do as much as you're like a life coach. You can say, try this, try this. You listen. A lot of mentoring is just listening. And we totally enjoy helping people, and really kind of amazed sometimes at how many people come to us, you know, and say, oh, you know, what do you think of this? Or what do you think of that? And we're just so blessed by being able to do that too.
Yeah. That's awesome, guys. Well, all right. So one final thing here. You know, people are hearing this, they're watching it on YouTube. How can they get in touch with you guys? You know, where can they follow you? What's your website? Stuff like that. And I'll also put this in the bottom in the descriptions as well. But what would you like to share with them?
You can contact us. You can call me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. A little bit on TikTok.
Okay.
Last summer I did a challenge where I picked up a rock. They called it Stone Cold July. So I was trying to build that channel a little bit. I might try to get back into that this summer.
Awesome.
But yeah, look us up on Facebook.
Right.
Cliff and Tami Boyle, TCB Enterprises. And we're working on a new website too.
Working on a new website. All right. Well, that'd be exciting to get put out. That'd be awesome.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
All right. See you.
Thank you, Brody.
Thank you.